Before the sun rises, before the world begins to move, speak, and demand your attention, there exists a rare moment of silence. A moment that most people will never notice, let alone use. This moment is not loud. It does not beg for your focus. It simply waits, quietly, patiently, for those who are willing to claim it, and today, that person is you. Right now, while others are still asleep, lost in comfort and unconscious habits, you are awake. You are here, and that alone separates you. Because waking up early is not just about time, it is about identity. It is a declaration, a quiet but powerful statement that you refuse to live like everyone else. That you refuse to drift through life reacting to circumstances. Instead, you choose to rise with intention. To take control before the day takes control of you. This is not just another morning. This is your opportunity to rebuild your mind. To sharpen your discipline. To become stronger than you were yesterday. And if you truly want to transform your life, not slowly, not eventually, but decisively, then it begins here. In this moment, in this morning. And if you are ready to keep building this mindset every single day, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because what you're about to experience is not just motivation, it is mental training. The moment your alarm rings, you are faced with your first challenge. It is small, almost insignificant on the surface. But do not be fooled, this is where your entire day begins to take shape. Because in that moment, you are given a choice. A simple, yet powerful decision. Remain in comfort, or rise into discipline. Your body will resist. It will feel heavy, slow, unwilling. Your mind will whisper excuses. Just 5 more minutes, you need rest, today can be different. But Stoicism teaches us something critical. These thoughts are not truths. They are impulses, and impulses do not deserve authority over your life. When you choose to get up immediately, without negotiation, without hesitation, you are doing something far greater than leaving your bed. You are establishing dominance over your own mind. You are proving, in real time, that you are not controlled by comfort. And that matters, because if you lose this first battle, you begin your day in weakness. But if you win it, you build momentum. You send a clear message to yourself that today will not be ruled by laziness, fear, or avoidance. It will be ruled by action. And that is how strong days, and strong lives, are built. Most people wait to feel motivated before they act. But that is why most people remain stuck. Because motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. Some mornings you feel energized. Other mornings, you feel nothing at all, and if you rely on emotion to guide your actions, your progress will always be inconsistent. But Stoicism offers a different path, one rooted not in feeling, but in principle. Discipline is not about wanting to act. It is about deciding to act, regardless of how you feel. It is the ability to follow through when your emotions are working against you. And this is what makes discipline so powerful. It creates stability in a world that is constantly changing. When you wake up early, even when you don't feel like it, you are strengthening that discipline. You are building a version of yourself that does not need motivation to move forward. And over time, this becomes your default state. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop waiting for the right mood. You simply do what needs to be done. And that is where true power lies, not in bursts of inspiration, but in consistent, deliberate action. Every action you take in the morning is shaping you. Whether you realize it or not, you are constantly practicing something. When you hit snooze, you practice delay. When you avoid discomfort, you practice weakness. When you choose distraction, you practice lack of focus. But when you wake up early and take control of your morning, you practice discipline. You practice clarity. You practice strength. And over time, these practices form your identity. You do not become strong by wishing for strength. You become strong by repeatedly choosing actions that require strength. This is the Stoic way. It is not about theory, it is about practice. Daily, consistent, intentional practice. So when you rise early, understand that you are not just starting your day, you are reinforcing the kind of person you are becoming. And if you continue long enough, there will come a point where discipline is no longer difficult. It becomes natural. It becomes who you are. Before you step into the world, take time to prepare your mind. Because the day ahead will not always be easy. There will be challenges. There will be frustrations. There will be moments where things do not go your way. But none of this should surprise you. In fact, the Stoics believed you should expect it not with negativity, but with readiness. When you anticipate difficulty, you remove its power to shake you. So each morning, remind yourself, today, I may encounter difficult people, unexpected problems, and moments of stress. But I will not be controlled by them. I will remain calm. I will remain focused. I will respond with clarity. This mental rehearsal is not pessimism, it is preparation. It equips you to handle reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. And when challenges arise, as they inevitably will, you will not react impulsively. You will respond with strength. There is a simple truth that can eliminate much of your stress: you do not control everything. In fact, most things are outside your control. Other people's actions, unexpected events, the past, the future, these are not yours to command. And yet, people waste enormous energy trying to control them. This is where frustration is born. But Stoicism teaches you to shift your focus. Instead of trying to control the uncontrollable, direct your energy toward what is within your power: your thoughts, your actions, your responses. This is where your true influence lies. Each morning, remind yourself of this boundary. Let go of what you cannot control. Focus fully on what you can. And you will find a sense of peace that most people never experience. Not because your life becomes easier, but because your mind becomes stronger. Gratitude is often misunderstood. Many see it as passive, as something soft or optional. But in reality, gratitude is a powerful mental discipline. It shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. From lack to abundance. And this shift has a profound effect on your mindset. When you wake up and consciously acknowledge that you are alive, that you have another day, another opportunity to act, to improve, to grow, you begin your day from a place of strength. Not entitlement, not complaint, but appreciation. And this changes how you approach everything. Challenges become opportunities. Work becomes purpose. Effort becomes meaningful. So take a moment each morning to reflect. You are here. You are breathing. You have time. And that is enough to begin. Comfort is seductive. It feels safe. Easy. Familiar. But it comes at a cost. Because the more you choose comfort, the less capable you become. Your tolerance for difficulty decreases. Your resilience weakens. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to avoid anything that challenges you. This is how potential is lost. Not through failure, but through avoidance. The Stoics understood this danger. That is why they deliberately exposed themselves to discomfort. They trained their minds to remain steady even in difficulty. And you must do the same. Each morning, when you choose to rise early instead of staying comfortable, you are resisting that trap. You are building a mind that does not depend on ease. And that is what allows you to grow. In a world filled with noise, silence has become rare. But it is in silence that you truly understand yourself. When you remove distractions, no phone, no conversation, no external input, you are left with your thoughts. And this is where clarity begins. Each morning, take a few minutes to sit in silence. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? Are my actions aligned with my values? Am I moving forward, or standing still? These questions are not always comfortable, but they are necessary, because without reflection, there is no direction. And without direction, there is no progress. It is easy to think about change, to talk about goals, to imagine a better life, but none of it matters without action. The Stoics emphasized this repeatedly. Philosophy is not meant to be discussed endlessly. It is meant to be lived. So as your day begins, remember this: your actions define you. Not your intentions, not your plans, but what you actually do. So move. Start. Take the first step, even if it is small. Because progress is built through action, not perfection. Every morning, whether you realize it or not, you are casting a vote for the person you are becoming. Not with your words, but with your actions. Identity is not something you declare once, it is something you build repeatedly. When you choose to wake up early, when you choose discipline over comfort, when you choose focus over distraction, you are reinforcing a powerful identity, someone who is in control. And this matters more than any short burst of motivation or temporary success. Because once your identity shifts, your behavior follows naturally. You no longer struggle to do difficult things, you expect it of yourself. You no longer see discipline as a burden, you see it as part of who you are. This is why the morning is so important. It is the first opportunity of the day to align your actions with the person you want to become. And if you win the morning, you carry that identity into everything else. Into your work, your decisions, your relationships. So don't treat your morning as something small. It is not just the beginning of your day, it is the foundation of your character. One of the most dangerous habits you can develop is the belief in later. Later, I will wake up early. Later, I will become disciplined. Later, I will take my life seriously. But later is an illusion. It is a comfortable lie your mind tells you to avoid discomfort in the present moment. Because the truth is simple. If you do not act now, you likely will not act later. Habits are not built in the future, they are built in the present. Right here. Right now the Stoics understood the urgency of time. They recognized that life is uncertain, and every day is a gift that is not guaranteed. So they did not delay. They did not wait for the perfect moment. They acted when the opportunity was in front of them. And that is what you must do when your alarm rings, that is your moment. When you feel resistance, that is your moment. Do not push it away. Do not postpone it, because every time you delay action, you weaken your ability to act. But every time you act immediately, you strengthen it. Strength is not built in a single moment of effort. It is built through repetition. Daily, consistent, often unnoticed repetition. This is where most people fail, not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. They start strong, full of motivation, but fade when the novelty wears off. But the Stoic path is different. It is not about intensity, it is about persistence. Showing up every day, even when it feels ordinary, even when it feels difficult. Even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because change is happening, slowly, quietly, beneath the surface. Every morning you wake up early, every time you choose discipline, you are strengthening your mind. And over time, these small actions compound into something powerful. You become more resilient, more focused, more capable, so do not underestimate the power of repetition. It may not feel dramatic in the moment, but it is what transforms your life. Your mind is your most powerful tool, but only if you learn to use it correctly. Left untrained, it becomes your greatest obstacle. It drifts toward comfort, avoids difficulty, and reacts impulsively to challenges. But with training, it becomes your greatest ally. It becomes steady, focused, and resilient. And this training begins in the morning. When you wake up early and choose discipline, you are not just building a habit, you are training your mind to obey your will. You are teaching it that it does not control you, you control it, and this has a profound effect on your life. Because once you gain control over your mind, you gain control over your actions. And once you control your actions, you shape your results. This is why the Stoics placed such importance on mental discipline. They understood that the external world is unpredictable, but the internal world can be mastered. Resistance is a natural part of growth. It is the feeling that tells you to stop, to quit, to turn back. And every morning, you will face it. Sometimes it will be subtle, a lack of energy, a quiet voice suggesting rest. Other times, it will be stronger, a deep desire to avoid effort altogether. But here is the truth. Resistance is not a sign that you should stop. It is a sign that you are doing something important. Because growth does not happen in comfort, it happens in resistance. The Stoics did not fear this feeling, they embraced it. They saw it as an opportunity to strengthen their character. And you must do the same. When you feel resistance in the morning, do not run from it, move toward it, act despite it, because every time you push through resistance, you expand your limits.